These are the Melomania Touch True Wireless headphones from Cambridge Audio. These are the top tier headphones from Cambridge Audio, the others being the Melomania One Plus, which I previously reviewed here on this channel. I really like these ones. To be honest, the only difference between them is that the touches include touch functionality and have a really cool transparency mode, which I'll get to in a second. Sound-wise, they sound exactly the same, to my ears anyway. And so rather than bore you with a big, how do they sound? It sounds great. The Cambridge Melomania line is a big step up from something like the Apple AirPods. My wife has a set of them. I don't like the way they sound. They sound okay, but Melomania sounds better. The Melomania Touch is a decidedly more upmarket offering from Cambridge Audio within their Melomania lineup. The Touch was released before the One Plus, so a lot of the specification is mirrored in both of them. And to be honest, the price difference between them isn't that much. In Canada, I believe the One Plus is $139 and the Touch is $159. That's $20. That's, not a lot of money. I belong to the minority of people that has trouble putting earbuds in their ears. For some reason, I can't get any of them to fit. Whether it's the included silicone tips, memory foam tips, which are pretty cool, and probably the most snug fit that I have had, or the best fit that I've had. But yeah, I just have trouble with in-earbuds in general, and so I always gravitate towards cans for my ears or over-ear headphones, because they don't fall off or fall out of my ears like in-earbuds do. Though, I will say that Cambridge had, in the design of these things, used reference from like 3,000 ear types to ensure a proper fit for the rest of the people that don't have the same problem that I do of putting these in my ears. When I have any earbud in my ear, it just doesn't really, it feels like it's just slowly coming out of my ear, and then it just eventually falls out. And to be honest, these did fall out once when I was on a walk in the fall, and I had to dig around in the fallen leaves for the headphone and then take it home and clean it off, because I'm not going to put that back in my ear after. My ears suck. As mentioned, the biggest difference between the Touches and the Pluses here are the design. The earbud design is quite a bit different. Like these ones, if you didn't see the video, they're shaped like so. Yeah. And they have a bit more of a slimline appearance to them. They're not molded to your ears per se, but they do include all the tips that you would need to ensure a proper fit. And the charging case is totally different. This one's a lot smaller, but in relative terms, it's smaller. It's smaller relative to this one, but they're both pretty puny, so you won't really have trouble putting these anywhere. Like in my sling bag, this easily swapped out for these, and I was happy to carry these along with me. My earbuds came in white. They do come in black as well. The charging case is finished in like a white microfiber, which feels pretty cool. The whole thing kind of feels like a compact. If you were to put your blush on, like it has that sort of feel to it. It's kind of cool. Oh, and it also sports a USB-C port for fast charging, which is awesome. Battery life is about 50 hours in the case, 9 hours per charge in the single headphones. That's like what? Math is so bad. 41 hours in total. Charging them doesn't take too long. I didn't really time it myself, but I use headphones so infrequently that, I charge these like once a month, maybe. So yeah, they charge lasts forever. You're all good there. Setup's pretty easy. You just connect via Bluetooth and then you just launch the app. And then depending on the devices that you have, it'll either just launch a firmware and that'll just quickly cycle through. It'll recognize your headphones and then you're good to go. And you can just use the app and customize the EQ as you want. With the app, I quickly just kind of customized my own EQ and left it there for the majority of my listening. There's a high performance mode that you can use, which given how infrequently I use the headphones, I just left high performance on all the time, because why would you choose another like a low performance mode. Like, no, I'm just gonna choose the best mode possible, listen in that way. You could also enable a transparency mode, which is it's just Cambridge's way of augmenting the headphones so it lets some of the outside noise filter into the headphones, so you know you don't bump into people in public, or if someone's talking to you, you can hear them. I did a real world test, sort of, where I took the train into the city for a guys' night out, and yeah, I mean, I don't commute anymore, so I don't have to take the subway anymore. I hated taking the subway. Taking the train in, transparency mode was kind of perfect. I was able to hear most of the announcements without even enabling the transparency mode. Maybe because the train wasn't super packed because, you know, COVID. Yeah, it wasn't like super isolating. Like I didn't feel like I was disconnected from the world without transparency mode on. But, you know, if you want to hear more of the outside, you can totally do that. Once I got into the city, transparency mode really came in handy when I was getting through the subway or into the streets and checking into a hotel. I was able to hear the concierge perfectly with music playing with transparency mode about like 60%, sometimes even 40%. I was able to carry a conversation no problem. Also, the touch functionality, it works really cool. You just kind of tap it for play or skipping tracks. I find myself just gravitating towards using the phone for all my controls all the time. Even when I did the Melomania touch, no, not touch, OnePlus review, same thing. Like you could press it to like pause music and everything, and I'm just so used to doing it on my phone, and I really should, like, I'm holding my phone during this review. I'm just so used to doing things with the phone that I almost neglected using the touch, and had to keep reminding myself, like, oh yeah, these have touch functionality, you should use that and tap in your ears and stuff. But it works. I just didn't really use it that often. Calls. Calls were pretty much the same as the OnePlus. It still sounds like I'm calling from a parking garage. I've taken calls with the Apple AirPods, and they're okay too. Like, I just prefer, I guess, on-ear headphones for making calls. Everything just sounds better. Yeah, I don't know. Calls work. Compared to the Apple AirPods, just overall, the Melomanias dunk on them. The sound is wider, deeper, fuller, and if you futz with the EQ, they bang harder. If it came down to picking between the touches and the OnePlus, it's really just which one's on sale at the time. Like, I mean, regular price, 139 versus 159, is not a lot of difference. If you absolutely have to get the smallest one possible, get the OnePluses. They sound great. I was just so lucky to be able to receive the Melomania touches to review them, but had I not, I would just still be using the OnePlus. They both sound great, and they're both tiny, and they both look kind of cool. Yeah, and they sound better than AirPods. I said it again.